Hello there, and welcome back to the AgostinhoZinga show, episode number 706, with I, your host, AgostinhoZinga. This is the AgostinhoZinga show with I, your host, AgostinhoZinga, and this is episode number 706. And I hope you are doing well wherever this podcast may find you. I hope you are doing swimmingly. How am I? You know, all good, all things, not complaining. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to get right into it because I'm sure some of you are eager to know what my thoughts and opinions are on Man United losing 3-1 at home to Brighton. I've got nothing crazy to say. I think most of the crazy things that have been said have already been said. But I just think, if anything, this is a further indication of just how far behind we've fallen. Over the years, I think we've kind of seen that other teams, especially the top teams, are pulling away from us. But now we're trying to see the teams that have just newly been promoted into the league, teams that are building and trying to become the new sort of like dynasty in the Premier League, or trying to break into the top 6, top 4. They are now starting to show indications that they're even starting to match our levels or starting to pull away. We can no longer do away with these teams as we did maybe in the past. They are now coming to our home stadiums and giving us a footballing lesson, which Brighton did for the majority of that match. They played us off the park, possession football, not the kind of boring possession football that people complain about, one touch possession football that killed any sort of desire or hunger for our players to close them down, which they hardly did anyway. But when they did try, they couldn't get near the ball because of their passing, because of their positioning, because of the patterns of play that they had, because of the players that are on the ball who were all very technically proficient, able to gather the ball within one touch, spin into space, pass it to somebody else. It was a real masterclass from Brighton. So I give Brighton all the praise for coming to our home ground and basically balling us off the flipping pitch. So it kind of is what it is. But when it comes to Man United's perspective, one of the most concerning things about it was there was a clear evidence there on the pitch of what it looks like when the team plays like a team and when a team plays like a collection of individuals. Manchester United were a bunch of individuals and Brighton had the team. And I think in yesteryears, a team like Brighton may have lost against Man United because we have match winners who can kind of bail us out, right? We have the likes of Rashford, a Martial on his day, a Casemiro, a Bruno Fernandes, an Anthony if he's here, a Mason Greenwood if he's here, and many other players, and maybe even a Varane, right, who can really bail us out of moments where we are not playing well. But now we're seeing that without some of those players available, and with the improvement that these teams are making, they now have technically proficient players to hurt us during the game, and they also have players who are good enough in front of goal to take their chances. And usually they might concede like they did against us. You know, the goal from Hannibal was really good, to be honest. A good strike from about 20 yards out of the box. And happy to see him score. Didn't mind any celebration at all because he's a young player. He came on with a lot of tenacity, a lot of hunger to impress, and I don't mind that in the slightest, especially when you consider we're a bunch of collective individuals anyway. The fact that he did that is not an indication of just how poorly led that whole team is, but a story for another day. But I feel like all of the Brighton goals were team goals. Our one goal was a moment of brilliance. You see, that's the main difference you're seeing there. And one of the concerning things about it for me is that looking at what De Zerbi's doing at Brighton and maybe looking at more what Ange is doing now at Spurs, you can clearly see that there's an issue with the managers and their inabilities to sort of like get us playing the way that they want to get us playing in a short amount of time. And I don't know if it's to do with us having bad luck in terms of managers we've been picking over the years, or if it's to do with maybe the structure of our club not allowing managers to come in and do their best work. Because why can the new Spurs manager, the Spurs new managers in his first season here in England already be showing signs of where Spurs are basically trying to go with roughly the same players that the previous manager had, some new additions here and there, but roughly the same sort of squad, and been able to show us what he's cooking? Why has De Zerbi been able to show us what he's cooking? And an evolution also from Graham Potter's football, which is also very good. Why can he show it and Erik Ten Hag can't? That's the main problem I'm having. And another issue that I've had, and something that doesn't get spoken about enough, is what is really up with Erik Ten Hag's talent ID? Did we all get catfished by him at Ajax? The way that they played football, was that to do with him, or was that to do with the way Ajax play football? I'm not really too sure, because when he came into United, I think I was expecting him to have the team full of technically professional players, because Ajax, for the most part, especially during his tenure and before that, they're basically built on the foundation of technical proficiency. They don't care how small, how tall you are. If you're good with the ball at your feet, you have a chance of making it over there at Ajax. So I assumed he would maybe try and do the same thing at United, but he didn't. Instead, he wanted us to be a transition team. Okay, no problem. Let's be a transition team. But can you be a transition team with Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Can you be a transition team with Luke Shaw? Can you be a transition team with Marcus Rashford? Can you be a transition team with Bruno Fernandes, with Casemiro? Like with Lisandro Martinez, with Diego Dalot, like all these players that he's sort of like resting his hat on, are those players really to be a transition team in? I'm not really too sure, really, And that's the thing that's kind of disturbing or kind of worrying to me in that regard. His talent ID is a little bit all over the place. Some people would say, oh, he's wanted other players he hasn't been able to get. Okay. But I just think for the players that he has been able to sign, the likes of Anthony being a really good example of it, especially if that's somebody that you feel like is going to be a crucial part of the way you play football. We still haven't seen the best of Anthony yet. We still haven't seen anything close to the best from him yet. We still haven't seen him actually come close to justifying his price tag. We haven't seen him come close to justifying the faith that Ten Hag has in him, more so than Sancho, which again, you can understand why Sancho has a hard time trying to apologize to the manager when he's seeing subpar players not really pulling up any trees, getting chance after chance after chance after chance. So there's many questions to be had, but I feel like one of the most concerning parts of the game for me was that there was like a 30-pass sequence for one of the goals where essentially our players gave up trying to press. There was this idea that we're going to be press merchants, we're going to be pushing teams to the brink, pushing ourselves to the brink, and really and truly these players have demonstrated what Roy Keane, or basically solidifies Roy Keane's statement that he said before, where he mentioned that these players will always throw their manager under the bus. And I think that's true. I think it also comes from the leadership. The Glazers, are, I think, 80% to blame for our current predicament. I just think it's impossible to work in a normal way at a club like United with owners who aren't normal, right? With owners who prioritize finishing in the top four, with owners who meddle, with owners who have loads of bureaucracy and red tape and hoops to sort of jump in and out of to get things done. It's impossible to do so, and people who just don't know what they're doing, right? A John Murtough and a Darren Fletcher, that's not the combination you need to try and get us closer to bridging the gap between us and Man City. They're not going to do it, right? Murtough came from Everton. He's been at the club for a while anyway. He's kind of overseen years and years of failure. Darren Fletcher's completely inexperienced and has no business being there either. So it really is a diabolical set of choices to have as football directors. And of course, everybody involved in the Glazers and Richard Arnold, all those guys are completely horrible. We only got rid of Ed Woodward recently, so that kind of, scapegoat has kind of left. But I feel like with those things being said, if you're hiring a manager like Ten Hag, who's meant to be a strict disciplinarian, who has a very specific type of way of playing football, and we're not playing that style of football, I want to know what's going on in the training ground. I want to know why he's unable to get through to these players, because yes, he hasn't signed some of these players, but he's picking a lot of them. So technically they are his players because he's putting the faith in them. So what's going on? Do we just have a whole changing room full of players who are just, just don't want to play for their managers if they try to make them do too much? Is that the kind of players that we have attitude-wise? If that's the case, one of the main things I want when we do get new owners is I want a complete clean sweep. I want what other teams get. Other teams in the league, they do away with players who don't meet their standards. Like a João Cancelo, if he had a tit-a-tat with the manager, but the owners thought he was a good player and they wanted to keep him, they would have fired the manager before they got rid of João Cancelo. But obviously, because Man City maybe have one title, he's got difference or cachet, who knows? But I'm just saying, like, United don't seem to be able to just say, okay, even though this player's done well for us, even though he's good enough, he's not at the top level to get us where we need to get to. Because I don't think a good ownership ownership that wants to win titles, that wants to win trophies, will give Luke Shaw another contract. I don't think an ownership would be so quick to give even Marcus Rashford a bumper 350 or no 600 grand contract that he's got. I don't think an ownership would be so quick to give someone like Bruno Fernandes an armband, considering how petulant he can get. I don't think a real strong leadership and ownership would be, would tell the manager they can't sign a defender until they get rid of Harry Maguire. They'd get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? If he's not up to scuff, and he's not gonna get us closer to our end goals. So maybe that's the problem. But I'm still really dubious as to Erik ten Hag's man management style, because we've seen a lot of kerfuffles with him and players so far. He hasn't been able to connect with Jadon Sancho, even though he did him a favor and let him go away for those 2 weeks. He hasn't earned any sort of grace from him in the slightest. He seems to not like him. Erik ten Hag obviously doesn't like Jadon Sancho, and I'm sure that has caused some division in the change room. It's impossible for it not to have, and I'm sure people have different opinions on it. And it's funny to see that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was a player who went, I think, away with Jadon Sancho, didn't he, right? Did he go away? Yeah, I think he went away with Jadon Sancho to America, wherever they went. And just as he went away to America with Jadon Sancho and kind of publicly backed him, I guess, the Instagram post, he wasn't the one playing. Dalot was the one that started, and then Aaron Wan-Bissaka came on as a substitute later on in the game. Now, was that tactical? Was Aaron Wan-Bissaka not selected because he was, not fit, or he was jet lagged? Or was he not selected because he's been publicly seen to be backing Jadon Sancho, and as a soft punishment, he gets to sit on the bench? Who knows? But either way, I have a real hard time believing that this approach that Erik ten Hag has in terms of being strict with his team is going to work, because we're not playing well enough. We're not playing well enough to justify him treating the players the way he's treating them, because we've seen in the past, really, with this ownership, once the players turn on the manager, 9 times out of 10, the owners pick the players over the managers. We've seen the owners stop Jose Mourinho from selling Anthony Martial because they liked Anthony Martial as a player. You get a manager in like Jose with the credentials that he's got, and he says he doesn't want him, or he doesn't think he's ready to be his number 9, and then you don't want to sell him because you think he's your favorite player, or because he sells a lot of shirts in France or whatever, maybe he's one of the popular shirt sellers in the superstore in the first place. I don't know. That's a real problem, and I feel like if that is the problem, Erik ten Hag should be brave enough to step away from the club and walk, if that's the case. If his job is being undermined or questioned, or his authority is being undermined in that regard, he really should walk away, because it's not going to get any better anytime soon, unless the Glazers do actually sell up. And if the Glazers do sell up, there's also no guarantee he stays in the job anyway, because the football's horrible. Who's going to want him to play this type of football if he's signing all the players that he wants? It's only going to increase the pressure. It only makes things actually worse for him. So if he wants to get things right and he wants to get things sorted, he should try as much as he can now to get the team playing the way he wants to wants them to play. And in all circumstances, just try your hardest to make that happen, because at the moment, we've seen other managers in less time do it with less resources, and he doesn't seem able to do it. And then the post-match press conference was really concerning. He was essentially trying to say all these other teams are spending money, and then the journalist corrected him and said that actually the team that was on display against you cost, I think, less than 25 million or something stupid like that. And he had nothing else to say. Oh, they spent money in the past. Yeah, but that's not the case. It's not about money. And it's just something like, oh, when Man United come in, the price always goes up. That's the same with any top club. We just don't seem able to negotiate well. We can't sign players quickly. We can't sell players quickly. We don't sell players well in terms of getting any of our money back in any way, shape or form. We always overpay for players as well. Like, we seem to get really taken advantage of in the transfer market. And you listen to a lot of ITKs and they'll tell you that the common saying around the town of people who are involved in football transfers is that if you want your client, a player, to go and get a bumper contract or to go get a decent amount of money, or for you to get some kickback, go and try and sign him to the Man United, because we always pay over the odds, because we're so horrible at transfers. There's so much red tape, so many, hoops to jump in and out from, who knows. But if that's a problem, we need to fix that. But how are we going to fix that? Change ownership. Are we going to change ownership? No. So the hurt's going to last for a while. The Højlund booing was very interesting. Erik ten Hag decides to sub off Højlund and bring on Anthony Martial. I didn't interpret it as they were booing Martial. I think most common sense people will interpret it as them, as why did Erik ten Hag decide to sub off to sub off Højlund for Martial when you could have brought Martial on with Højlund. You could have taken off Rashford, who was absolutely stinking up the place. Rashford is another example of somebody that doesn't play like a teammate. He was doing a lot of his own things, trying to make things happen on his own, trying to be a match winner. There were different occasions where he could have passed it or crossed it into the box for Højlund to score, and he didn't. Again, being super selfish and just being very, crap the way Rashford usually is. When he's not scoring goals, that's a problem with Rashford. If you just see his goal, if you just see his stats, he looks like a decent player, but he's lack of consistency, and the fact that he doesn't have a good decision-making process when he does get on the ball 9 times out of 10, especially playing for United, it just makes him look very bad and not worth the money that he gets paid. Unfortunately, it just isn't the way of the game. And I think if he was playing for Man City, he would have been sold a long time ago. If Man City got rid of Sterling, they would have got rid of Rashford a long time ago also. I just think we're just so sentimental when it comes to our players. We just can't seem to ever let them go. Bruno Fernandes is another one. He didn't play well either. Eriksen was okay, but he was clearly looking like he was old and leggy. Casemiro also looks a complete shadow of himself last season. Lisandro Martinez doesn't look good at all in the slightest. There's issues still at right back. I feel like Region actually had the best game for us, even though I wasn't really fond of him starting or playing for us in the slightest. He actually played pretty well. I have to give Region a lot of credit. He was probably our standout player. Lindelof, whatever, Onana, and as a goalkeeper, that's looking shaky. He was never a good shot stopper, but we kind of brought him in to be a playmaker from the back. But unfortunately, we're playing so bad now, and the players that he has playing in front of him aren't good on the ball. Generally, I still don't get the logic of signing a goalkeeper to play out from the back to change our way of playing football, but then not having players who can receive the ball from him, who can receive the ball in one touch and spin, or retain the ball under pressure and spin into space like Man City players do, or any other player that plays in a possession play team where the goalkeeper passes out from the back. Our players always look so nervous when they're about to receive the ball from the goalkeeper at any height, any location on that pitch. So that's a really concerning thing. So now Onana isn't being asked to play that role, or he can't show his skills, what he's actually really good at. He's now being asked to be a shot stopper, and he doesn't look good as a shot stopper. He doesn't come close to David De Gea in shot stopping. Obviously, David De Gea should have been moved. The fact that he hasn't been signed to a new club now, he's still a free agent, says everything you need to say about David De Gea's current level. He was not, he shouldn't be at the club anyway. But the difference in shot stopping is just out of this world. I think the third goal by João Pedro, De Gea probably saves that. He probably tips that around the bar, around the post, sorry. So he's not looking good. Casemiro's looking like a shadow of himself. We've still got Scott McTominay playing for us. After everything's been said and done, Scott McTominay still starts for us at United. And again, Erik ten Hag's decision. Eriksen, of course, you can't really blame him. Conditioning he already has, he shouldn't be relied upon the way he is really being relied upon. He's a good enough player that should be coming off the bench as an option. And in my opinion, he should be getting used further up the pitch. If you're going to play somebody like him who's, on his last legs, due to his health complications, he maybe should be playing closer to the goal in a sort of quasi number 10 position. But that position gets bestowed to Bruno Fernandes, who can never get subbed off. He has stinkers routinely, never gets subbed off because he might have an odd occasion where he flicks the ball over the top. It's like, it's not worth it for the entire time that he's just spraying Hollywood balls, unable to retain possession, just moaning around the pitch. He's such a frustrating player, man. Such a frustrating player to watch. And also, I just think if you want to win the league, Bruno Fernandes isn't going to be your guy. I'm just sorry. He's not. You got to evolve from that. Højlund played pretty well. I was really impressed by him, but again, we're not using him to his potential. I don't think all of his strengths are back to goal. I think a lot of it is balls coming over from the top, crosses into the box. And do we do that? Of course, not enough. Reguilón did try, but it wasn't enough. And Rashford had a complete stinker. But yeah, overall, terrible game. I'm not looking forward to the Champions League games against fucking Bayern Munich and everybody else. I'm not looking forward to the other league games happening as well. And I just think it's going to be a complete horror show for us going forward, because until we actually change owners, we're fucked. We're actually fucked until we change owners. There's no change in this club. We are completely fucked. And if we decide to just go down the route of, let's get another manager in, then we're going to notice how fucked we are, because we're going to get another manager in who we think is really good, who plays a good brand of football, and then we're going to quickly see that you can't teach these current group of players to play the football that we want to see. You have to get rid of them. But our club doesn't get rid of players en masse because they see them as fucking assets or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but we don't seem capable to sign loads of players or to get rid of loads of players. We have to always kind of keep them on board. So you're going to see Luke Shaw, you're going to see these Iron Wan-Bissakas, the Dallo, all these players that probably should be either squad options or moved on. They're still going to be people that we depend on going forward. Even the McTominays, like, why is Scott McTominay still at the club? Why is he still at the club? If you had to choose from one or the other to let go of, Fred or McTominay, you probably choose McTominay because he's the worst of the two. And he can only play in really one position. That's sort of like attacking midfielder, further up the pitch position. But he's never going to play that position because Bruno Fernandes plays there and he can never get subbed. But if you're going to pick one player to be versatile, to be able to play wing back, to play midfield, you probably pick Fred. Fred's inconsistent and horrible as he's on the ball. Pick him first. But I'm assuming because Fred wants to play football, he didn't want to stay on the bench and be an option. Fair, he goes. But to think about, we signed Mason Mount, and I don't think any United fan is going to sit here now and say Mason Mount is a better player than Fred or will do a better job than Fred in that position. I don't think so. That's the issue we're at. We're not even past that stage yet. We can't even get players better than Fred. We're still signing players like Mason Mount who were, surplus to requirements at Chelsea. Like, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? But anyway, I won't go on about it too much because I'm going to be hurting my brain. But United always disappoint me. They always find new ways to fucking hurt my heart. And yeah, man, that's what it's like being a United fan, isn't it? That's what it's like being a bloody United fan. Moving on, a quick way to touch upon this. This is regarding an exhibition called NACHTS, which is Nights in Berlin, which is Nights in German, which features an exhibition from one of the door pickers, bouncers over there in Berlin, called Mischa. He decided to put this great little photography exhibition together, depicting some of the faces who kind of pass through the hallowed doors of Berghain, and some people be involved in it. I think it's a good thing if you are just a regular punter, because this is the confirmation you need that you're a regular. I see that gets spoken about a lot on the Berghain subreddit. People saying, oh, what about regulars? If you want to know if you're a regular or not, did you get featured in Mishka's exhibition? Yes or no? And if you did, you're definitely a regular. If you didn't, unfortunately, you have to still work hard like I am to go as many times as you can and hope that maybe you get recognized. And the other funny thing about it, I was just thinking, I never knew who this Mischa guy was by name before the subreddit. That's been the really funny part about the, social media and just communities online, and the interactions they have with places like Berghain, because there was a time when I was going to Berghain when there wasn't really a place you could speak about the club online, really and truly. I don't really think it existed. Maybe there was some people talking about it here and there on Twitter when I searched the term Berghain here and there, but there weren't many places you could actually go and speak about it. So when, Reddit came into trend, and then obviously places like TikTok, you then saw a lot of people posting content around it on there and talking about it openly. And on TikTok especially, there's a whole entire generation of kids in there who don't really respect the no photo policy rules in there as much as probably my generation people do. So you sometimes will stumble upon people just recording themselves in Berghain dancing and shit, which is fucking wild, because if you've been in there, you'll know how that's completely frowned upon, because they don't allow it. They put a sticker over your phone and they make it sure, if they know that you're a first timer, they let you know clearly. If you take a picture, you're out, and if they catch you, you have no complaints. But also, it's very well self-policed. The people in there make sure that if somebody's taking a picture, tap you and say, hey, don't do that, because I've been in there before, my first time ever going in there, trying to take a bump on a dance floor like you do in a UK club, and some random person's like, hey, we don't do that here, go in the toilet, sort of thing. And I was like, oh shit, because obviously how am I meant to know that that's a thing in Germany? It's the first time there, do you know what I mean? Because there's no place to kind of get the information. Anyway, let's continue. So this is obviously gives you some background courtesy of Flaunt magazine regarding the exhibition. Then we're going to go through some pictures I've seen on the old Instagram. It says Berlin's a city known for its rich history, vibrant art scene, and legendary nightlife, is a melting pot of creativity and expression. Amidst the historic streets and the modern architecture, the underground techno culture thrives, giving birth to a unique way of life. Photographer and Berghain bouncer Mischa Fanghaenel, Fanghaenel, takes us on a captivating journey into the world of its solo first portrait exhibition called NACHTS, a glimpse into Berlin's club culture, debuting at the App Berlin during Berlin Art Week. Mischa A dual identity as a bouncer and a photographer might seem a little bit unconventional pairing, but for him, it's a harmonious blend that contrasts in worlds. He describes it as a balance between the loud, the bustling realm of the nightclub and the serene solitude of the capturing moments through his lens. The balance culminates in NACHTS, where his photography transcends documentation and becomes an immersive artistic expression. The exhibition, which starts with an exclusive vernissage, how you say that? Vernissage, whatever that word is, on September the 13th, and it ends with the public on the 17th, and features 175 portraits of personalities from the Berlin techno scene. That's incredible. 175 people. You're definitely a regular. If you're in a 175 group, you're definitely a regular. Like what Joe Rogan said about their LA comedians, you're part of the 1000. You're definitely part of the hallowed 175. I wonder what the amount is for the actual global scene of heads that go to techno parties, because I know a couple of them on my Instagram who I kind of know loosely. I wouldn't call them close friends, but they're kind of my Instagram friends, and they go to like raves all over the place. They go to festivals all over the place. A few of them went to flipping Drake Molan Festival, which I'm pissed I didn't go to this year, but I'll be there for sure next year. But I wonder what that global community of people is. The people who are on Telegram groups, who are discussing stuff on Reddit, who go and travel to specific festivals, who go to specific places around the world, specific club nights and shit. How many of us are there really who talk about it to a level of detail that I talk about it to, and it's just a bit lame, but whatever. I wonder how many there is of us in total. Is there probably 1,000? Is there maybe more than 1,000? Because I think it's a very small amount. I think the actual general normie consumer of this sort of stuff, right? The person that just goes to Berghain because they saw it in Vice magazine or some shit back in the day, I think those people are definitely in the majority. I think the global, amount of heads and regulars, quote unquote, or wannabe regulars, is definitely within the 1,000 mark. Maybe 1,000 to 5,000 around the world, in my opinion. I'm not too sure. Let's continue. Displayed against the concrete walls of the Act Berlin place, these portraits are printed on brushed aluminium, a choice made for its unique ability to render images without reflections. The deep velvety blacks and enhanced contrast draw viewers in with the image, replicating the dynamic interplay of light and shadow found in the city's techno clubs. I love that, to be honest. Using aluminium as a canvas is fucking incredible. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Mischa's artistic vision of NACHTS beautifully encapsulates the essence of Berlin's techno culture. The quote says, "In the sea of dancers, you first see the crowd, but as far as you look, you see individuals, characters and faces come to life. NACHTS mirrors this crowd, blending everything yet revealing glimpses of distinct movements and faces in individual portraits." In a unique twist, the exhibition includes video format portraits displaying a 7-meter high screen in the venue's cinema. Alongside these visuals are personal notes and interviews from technology legends like Len Faki, Ben Clock, Patrick Mason, and offering a glimpse into the future of digital art and a new artistic expression. These video artworks are available through Beatport's new digital marketplace, Beatport.io, with NACHTS serving as inaugural digital collectible. I'm actually surprised Patrick Mason hasn't played at Berghain yet. It's actually quite surprising, considering how much he's kind of blown up over the last few years, considering his style, his appeal, how popular he is in general, and the fact that he's been able to, I feel like he's been able to balance the high and low really well. I think I saw somewhere, I posted on my account how one time, I think it's been 3 years actually. Is it less than 4 years or whatever? Let's say it's within a 5-year range. He's been able to go from playing at Whore in that, on live streaming place, all the way to doing a stage at Tomorrowland. That's how quickly his career transcended. But I don't think he's also sold out. I don't think he's kind of got corny or cheesy. If you never liked him from the beginning for his dancing and his eccentric behavior and shit, you were never going to be a fan of him anyway. But I think if you just watched him as from afar, you can definitely tell, or definitely say with some level of certainty, that he definitely hasn't sold out. I don't think so. He's still the same DJ and artist that he was when he started. He's just doing it on a bigger scale. So it's been actually quite impressive the way he's been able to do it. So considering the other people they have who fit the same sort of, mold, kind of like a Daria, I think plays similarly to him. I don't think it's a problem why he shouldn't go there. He's not I mean, he's good enough to play there. Obviously, technically as a DJ, I think it's surprising he hasn't been able to play. And actually, you know what? I'd actually prefer to see him play there because I'd want to see him play a longer set of that type of music. I know he can do it because, you know, he'd be on live stream. That's the thing. I remember tuning into his Instagram live streams during the fucking lockdown and shit, and he'd be streaming from his house somewhere, just doing his thing, enjoying himself, having an absolute blast. So I know he can do longer sets, but I'd like to see what he'd be able to pull out of his bag doing longer, you know, Berghain like sets, like 4+ hours. That would actually be a pretty good thing to see, actually. And maybe you might develop a whole entire side for him as well as an artist, because he maybe just gets booked to play these gigs around the world where it's always 2 hours, you know, minimum 2 hours or maximum 2 hours. Let's see what's going on. But anyway, that was it. You see it there. NACHTS is not just NACHTS is not just a art exhibition. It's a multi-sensory journey that bridges the gap between visual art and electronic music, making it an unparalleled event in the Berlin Art Week lineup. It invites a discerning audience to transcend into the art world and experience a vibrant culture that defines Berlin. So let's obviously check out some of the videos and images of what happened over there, as we can do over here with Instagram. So thank you, Instagram, for the location feature, because you can just check Wagwan based on that and see what all these Berlin hipsters and art folks were doing out there and how it looked. So let's have a look and take this butchers of what happened. We can just basically go through all the pictures and kind of scroll down. Actually, you know what I should do? Let me actually just scroll down further and let some more load up, and then we can kind of continue on there. There we go, cool. And let's see what these guys and gals have been saying when they went there over the last few days. So here's a few pictures and videos from a person as well, uploading some of the installation pieces, I think, with the videos playing and shit, which looks pretty cool. We continue over to some new ones. We see a picture here of Ricardo Villalobos. I'm not too sure who this guy is, or that guy, or this guy, or that person, or that person. Gerd Jansen, big up my guy Gerd Jansen there, looking absolutely incredible. Big up the geography DJ teacher of the world. Love him, love a bit of Gerd. This young gentleman here went as well. No further picture of the exhibition. Let's see a picture of the exhibition. The actual space itself looks fucking beautiful, right? That cylindrical staircase right in the middle with a tree billowing out from it is fucking beautiful. Really, really photogenic place. We've got obviously Mischa, one of the ball pickers there at Berlin, there on the Berghain side to the left. I'm not too sure if that's I don't know if that is, I don't think that's the person I'm thinking about at the back here in the picture, but yep, we got him there next to Talisman. So we continue here again. We've got a logo or a banner here of the exhibition itself. Next on the outside, I love the red and black, actually looks pretty cool. Cool font choice as well. We continue here. We see all the portraits hung on the walls, which look really good, to be fair. Printed on aluminium, black and white pictures. He's actually a really good photographer, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie. If it was me and I got to use these pictures, I'd want to use them straight away as things to use for press shots and shit. So these look really cool. We got more pictures of the trees, the actual building itself, installation, more so installation pieces. So yeah, it looked really fun exhibition. It's a shame that you probably won't be there whilst I'm there to kind of see it, but it does look like a really fun exhibition. You'd imagine they probably throw a good private view in Berlin, right? They've got, you know, it's the home of techno, it's the home of party, so you'd imagine they probably are really good at throwing fucking private views. Oh, that's the person that actually took the picture of, right? His name is Alexander. So his caption says as follows: I remember Mischa since he started working at Berghain Door about 12 years ago. I'm so excited to be a part of this NFT project and exhibition and the two opening parties with Len Faki and Ben Klock. The portrait printed on metal is selling for 5k. Apparently somebody already reserved it. Amazing. So big up him. Well done him for being featured on it. That's pretty cool, to be fair. So big up Alexander. We move on from that one. We have an image for this person as well. Let's see what they saw inside. We got the banner on the outside, Berlin Art Week. We've got a picture here of Arm. Well done. We got more images on the inside of Berlin. Okay, nothing else of NACHTS Berlin, but we continue. Oh, it's actually a NACHTS Berlin Instagram account. Let me actually go back to that. I didn't know it was an Instagram account. Maybe the Instagram account will have actually more pictures. Let's open that in a new tab. But yeah, we continue and see if there's anything more people are featured here. Hold on, I think I skipped somebody here, right? There was a girl here I saw. Did I skip somebody? See if she's got any pictures on here. This young lady, what does she have when she was there recently? Just selfies? Okay, cool. You look cool and cute. Keep doing your thing. Let's continue here. Who else has got something? Let's see if there's any more banners, more pictures of the flyer itself. Another person who got a picture taken of them. This person's called Modelo, I think, on Instagram. They look really cool here as well, so big up them for being featured. That's a pretty cool honor to see, to be honest, and see how much you probably go for in terms of price range. But it does go on auction. You got more images here of the guy that got featured before. Let's continue on. And let's see some more video feature. Okay, this is courtesy of their account themselves. I think this is a video that I think I've got myself that I'm actually going to show you guys in a little bit. Here's some more pictures of it. This person's called Desiree. I'm honored to get a portrait and being a part of this incredible and important project by Mischa. It created because of a time where life seemed standing still, so many of us, a project for people to preserve the club culture. Okay, cool. This was obviously done during the pandemic. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. More pictures of the inside. This is a person called Sasha. I guess it's the person who was featured here on the picture with the mustache. Kind of looks similar to a bit like Boris. Another person. So all these pictures are going to be cool. That's the thing about it. He's created these images to be sold as NFTs or as artworks, but they're also going to live on in infamy because the people who have been featured are going to be using them forever, which I would, right? I'd have them plastered everywhere. If I had somebody kept his Berghain taking my picture, I'd have them everywhere too. Another person called Candid, who got their picture taken. You've got another guy we featured before. He continues on. Anything more we got here? Nope. And then of course more images on the inside. But then we're going to go to the video that I kind of ripped from their YouTube that kind of speaks about it. Let's actually check the NACHTS Berlin Instagram page just in case there's anything that I missed. There's 60 posts here. Anything about what happened on the evening? Not really. Just pictures, people that are featured on there. That's pretty cool. You see everybody that's been featured on there has been listed down here, right? Can we see that? Let's actually go through who they are and see what I want. So thrilled to see it's usually hidden. So this is a person called Joseph Finberg. So thrilled to see this usually hidden part of our lives living a lasting trace. Thank you, Mishka. Next person here is a person called Eton's Formidable. Very happy to be part of among the many faces I've spent a decent amount of Sundays together with. Thank you, Mishka. Another one says, so grateful to be part of the project again. Everyone's grateful to be part. I want to hear somebody make a really big long essay about why they're happy about being part of it, because people that go Berghain and love going to that sort of space love to really eulogize about that space and how it's changed their lives. I want a big fucking paragraph. We don't see it. Everyone's kind of being cool and too cute, but yeah, I want a really good soppy paragraph. Okay, that's not loads of hashtags, not a big soppy paragraph. I want a soppy paragraph. Okay, it's probably a good longer one. Nearly 1 year ago on my 50th birthday, Tom and I felt very humbled to have been photographed by Mischa for a series where he pictured regular guests from his second job as Berghain bouncer. The exhibition will be open this week for everyone who is interested. Really happy to be part of this. Okay, that's really sweet. Yeah, so I like the range of people he's fucking featured. To be fair, I think that's one of the things I kind of hoped would happen as a resurgence. I think that's one thing that sort of like let most of our scenes down, especially in London. And I think Berghain, Berlin is basically getting to that sort of place where everybody that's kind of going out is within the same sort of age range in terms of like, you know, just trendy, cool people. I feel like the Berlin that I went to, or that I first started going to in the mid 2000s, whatever, there was a lot more range. You'd go out in clubs and you see like people in their early 40s, 50s and shit, as well as teenagers. Nowadays, I feel like everybody's kind of the same age, or at least acts the same age. So it kind of creates a weird atmosphere, sorry, on the dance floor. But I do like that this photo series actually does, you know, show us that kind of niceness on there. Oh, that's that DJ, right? That I forgot his name. He's got an the handle Instagram sucks, but yeah, his actual DJ name is Vincent Newman, so he's there. So big up Vincent Newman. And yeah, many other people there featured, as you can see. Really cool to see. Okay, this is a good paragraph we got here. This person's called Ivard, right? Ivard. Oh, I like their tattoo. Is that a tattoo on their right arm? That's really cool. It looks like a brush stroke that goes from underneath their armpit all the way to their wrist. That's really fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it is a tattoo. That's a really cool style. So anyway, their caption says, "Is it me? It is me through the lens of Mischa, who is not only a talented photographer but also one of the persons my paths crossed so many times with on early Sunday mornings at the door at Berghain. 1 year ago, while being back in Berlin, I heard that his idea of exhibition and it resonated with me a lot. Visiting his studio again to know more about his background, talking about meaning of nightlife in a global context, and understanding how important the fragile it was, it made me feel even more proud on how much we have. NACHTS exhibition will be open this week to everyone who's interested." That's pretty cool. I wonder if there's many people featured in this exhibition who have been denied entry by him. Imagine him, you know, imagine he's close enough to you where you can be counted as a friend to visit his studio, but then on one random weekend you go there, you catch him on a bad day and he doesn't let you in. That will hurt. I'd rush. That's why I don't like getting involved in the scene and being friends with people. I'd much rather just be denied as a paying punter than know you and have you say no. That will hurt my soul. Like I couldn't recover from that. My ego is just too fragile for that sort of shit. I've got way too much pride. Anyway, we've seen all that stuff. Let's quickly check out the video where some of them speak about it. It's got some flipping copyright music on it, but so what? Who gives a crap? Let's play this and see what I go on. I think this is Ben Clock talking about it. I ripped this from their Instagram, so it should be fairly decent. Let's play it.
His style of photography really leaves a lot of space for the characters to shine. Simplistic, but yet beautiful.
His first set playing there changed his life. Me going there for the first time changed my life.
It's just the beginning of a complete new era.
That's why I wanted to capture the normal people. Because if this, as I see, normal becomes understandable to others, they will understand why we do feel this way, why it's so special to us, and why it's always a pleasure to reach out.
Cheers to normal people.
Cheers to normal people.
I think that's one thing they do really well, though. Like, maybe it's because of the founders, because it's a bit of a faceless club, and it's now changed. I think it's changed ownership a couple of times. I'm not too sure. I think one person who's the founder left, and the original guy is there. Maybe there's other people involved as well, but it's still quite a faceless place. The only real faces of the club are the DJs and the door pickers or the bouncers at the front. That's it. But for the most part, it's very faceless. And I also think the bouncers, for the most part, are very like press shy, especially when it comes to Berghain. There was a long period of time where Sven, the most famous guy, he was very resistant or hesitant to talk about Berghain and his experience there and what he does. Like, he speaks about it more often now, but I feel like in the past he was very hesitant to talk about it. He wanted to push his photography more and just his own artistic practice and who he is as a person and his life experiences way more than he wanted to talk about Berghain. He didn't really want to speak about it too much. It was kind of like maybe it was not the coolest thing to do, or maybe it just was something that he didn't want to speak about because he wanted to leave it to be a little bit sacred and secret. Who knows? But I feel like if that club was in any other place in the world, like if Berghain was in London, the owners would be like booking themselves every single weekend. We already have people who do parties now who book people just so they can throw them, just so they can play themselves, right? We have people now who have no business playing on the same lineup as, you know, people like Dixon and stuff playing on these lineups because they booked them, right? They booked some of the biggest DJs in the world to play. They bring them over and they have themselves on the lineup in big font. They don't even put themselves on there as like, you know, resident DJs. They just put their actual names on there. They give themselves a nice set. Sometimes they give themselves closing sets, so they get the adoration. So they stand there for the adoration that the headliner gets, and then they get to jump on the decks and play their own fucking top 50 beatport mix. It's fucking crazy. They'd be on fucking podcasts talking about how they designed the club and how everything was intentional and about how amazing they are. They would be sucking themselves off ad nauseum, right? Until they gagged, until they puked on their own penis. But those guys, you have to give them credit for, as you know, for all the complaints you might have about Berlin, for all the complaints you might have about Berghain. Let's be honest, if this club was in any other place in the world, anybody connected with that space would be waving it like a fucking flag. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't live in Berlin, so I don't know what's going on the ground floor. Maybe there are some bartenders and some cloakroom guys and girls who really flaunt the fact that they work there. But I feel like everybody that's worked there is very chill. I remember even once talking to someone randomly drunk, like really drunk and high when I was in there, and basically trying to get information about how it is to work there and shit, right? Bartender, and she was not having it. Like, she made it very clear that I was being annoying. Like, she didn't want to speak about it. It wasn't like, but you do that in a normal trendy bar here in London and they can't wait to tell you about how amazing they are to get it and how hard it is to get the job, and the fact that they got it, that means they're amazing. They will let you know. And I feel like the fact that they don't, and they kind of don't use it as their identity, or they just use it as a way to kind of signal boost what they already do, is really cool. Or maybe in this way, maybe Mischa he didn't even start off as a photographer. Maybe he found it as he was kind of, you know, doing that job. So that's a pretty good cool thing to see, that people are kind of working there and branching off into different things, or they're just not using the fucking thing, the fact that they work there, as a entire personality thing to kind of hang their hat on. And I think that's really cool to see, to be honest, because I know in London, if that happened, it wouldn't be the same. This is more of a look on the inside. Looks pretty cool, to be fair. The space is really amazing, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. It's like an underground bunker type of thing. And the spiral staircase, the fact that it looks like it's inside but it's outside. I actually love the space itself. It's a shame that it won't be there when I'm there in October, but hey, what can you do? I know this is tied into Berghain, but I have to be honest. I think when I do my exhibitions, I don't think I'm ever going to have a DJ playing. DJ obviously for the after party, but I don't feel I have a DJ playing at the exhibition itself. I think there's something always weird whenever there has, because there's something happens a lot in London. Our private views, they'll have DJs in the corner playing during our private views. And I never really understood the function of having a DJ at a private view. Where you just have a good soundtrack playing in the background, or a good DJ mix playing in the background, or a good playlist to set the mood, or just have no music and just have the music be at the after party. You could easily just roll in a flipping, you know, a rig with already a setup already there and get the audio, all that stuff done within half an hour to an hour if you want a DJ to kind of play at your after party. But I don't think those sort of spaces really lend to having a DJ. I think it sort of disrupts the flow, that there's somebody there performing. I think you're already there to see the quote-unquote performance, which is the pieces of art that hung on the wall, and engage with that with your fellow person that's there, and just absorbing with your eyes and your ears and your touch, your smell, whatever, all these sensory things that we have. Then also having somebody performing who's sort of vying for your attention, it just takes away from the artwork on the wall. It's just always been a little thing that I've not really liked, and this is coming from somebody that's a, you know, obviously a DJ. I obviously love raves, obviously like going to festivals and shit myself, so it's not like I'm not opposed to seeing that. But it's just, I feel like in that sort of space, it's not needed. In the same sense that I don't think it's good to have DJs in restaurants. Like there's one called like, what's that thing called? Meat Liquor. That's in obviously all across London. And they have a DJ like in a cage, like sort of like a old school, what's it called? The Cause location, like in a sort of cage upstairs, the DJ playing as you're fucking eating your double cheeseburgers. I don't understand that. You can still have the same effect by having a playlist playing without having somebody above you vying for your attention, singing and shit. It's just odd. It just puts you off a little bit. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I think maybe my experience of going and playing at bars and cocktail bars and pubs as a DJ for 150 euros and shit, which is really embarrassing, but you know, that's how you learn. I remember going those kind of places and feeling instantly like no one wants me to be here, so I'd kind of, you know, change my style of playing based on my environment. But I remember thinking, this is not really necessary. You don't really need to have a DJ in a bar that doesn't really call for having a DJ. You could just have a really good dance floor and maybe have somebody, maybe what you could do as in a pub or a bar is you could have a DJ turn up at like 12, but no one's going to do that because it's going to, you know, there's no point paying a DJ $100 to pay for to 12. But I think maybe a DJ that comes in from 12 when all the people that wanted to just have a pint and relax have gone, and the ones who are staying from 12 want to, you know, get a little bit loose, get a little bit crazy. That might make more sense. But having a DJ in an art gallery, I think, really defeats the purpose of an art gallery or an art exhibition of any time, shape or form. I even would go as far as say maybe just have no music. But, you know, maybe that's a bit too far. But maybe having a soundtrack, a DJ mix, a good playlist might actually add to what's happening. But having a DJ there performing, especially a really famous one like a Len Faki or Ben Clock, it's like, come on, brothers, that's a bit too much. But hey, what do I know? I wish the exhibition went on longer so I could see it myself. It's not, but if you did get to see it over there, then congratulations to you. And I can't wait to go back to Berghain when I'm there again in October. Let's go. Anyway, moving on from that one. let's quickly rush on to covering some stuff regarding Skepta's debut at London Fashion Week for his brand called Mains, which he's basically restarting. It was around for a bit, then he kind of paused it. Now he's starting it again. And I want to see Wagwan, because I've seen some pictures about, but I want to see from my own eyes what the dealio was, because it could be an interesting one to analyze. So let's just have a little gander at Wagwan, what happened here, right? Let's go and look one, and let's actually go through each individual look and see what happened at his exhibition, because from what I saw initially, it was kind of giving Lacoste, and I don't know if that's a good thing. So let's kind of go through. So first opening look was a white suit. I think that's a good way to start a collection. Nice palette cleanse. It's 42 looks. Fuck, okay. Nice palette cleanser. Nice way to kind of reset expectations, because, you know, I'm sure being a black designer, looking at the way Skepta does, the same way when I DJ at places, people just immediately think I'm going to play Afro beats or I'm a piano and shit. So I purposely like to just play nothing but that. Anything but that, sorry, when I start or when I'm playing at all. I just don't want to, do you know what I mean? I just want to give you, just want to reset the room, do you know what I mean? And just be able to prove, hey, I have a broad taste of music that I can play. Let's get going. And I think this is a good way to start it. So you don't think I'm a fashion designer, you don't think I should be on this platform, let me give you a white double-breasted tailored suit. I get it, cool, nice glasses. I love the way we're starting now. Then we go straight into a tracksuit. So I like the duality between, you know, having a white tailored double-breasted suit and then going straight into it with a tracksuit. What do we have here in terms of paneling? We have the Mains logo is pretty interesting, right? It's like a bar and then the M on the inside. I'm not really too sure if I like the font for the M, but I do like the design of the bar itself. The paneling on the tracksuit is decent, but I feel like everybody in London kind of does this. And I'm also not sure if you need to have Mains on the side once you got the logo. You know, there's something about double logo. Is there something about the logo and the name that I'm not really too sure about, you know, double, like branding wise? I'll prefer if it's just one or the other. So if you're going to have Mains on there, have Mains written on there, but don't have Mains and the logo and then, you know, the logo. It just feels a bit odd, but hey, what do I know? Let's continue there. Let's get rid of this and let's go for the next looks here. We've got a vest with some shorts. I'm not really too bothered. Actually, I like the bag. It's of course tennis inspired, by the way, just to kind of mention that. I'm not sure if it's a tie-in with Wimbledon. I'm not sure where the correlation with Skepta and tennis comes from, because I've never heard him talk about tennis, but that's the inspiration behind it. The inspiration is kind of, it's like it reminds me of Mischa Prada, where I remember reading an interview with her where she basically said that her themes for her collections, I don't know if she was trolling, because she just likes to troll sometimes. Her collections were like, the themes for it were always stuff that she wasn't into. And she'll purposely try to explore it and then try and make something around that type of thing. So that's a maybe good thing. These mesh shirt type of things are interesting, because I remember seeing a clip of Skepta playing alongside Peggy Gou during New York Fashion Week, and he was wearing a lot of these tops. So I guess these are his designs. They're basically string vests that he's kind of done in his own style. They kind of got these panels again, which kind of look like an M. So I guess it's all an M on it, because there's like an M shape symbolum going on there. And there's some shorts also there. I'm not really too sure about these, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie, I think the shorts look kind of shit. The mesh top is all right, but again, what's the pricing gonna be like? I'm not really too sure, but it just looks like a, you know, it kind of reminds me of that. I forgot what the brand was. There's this Scandinavian lady who likes to make like tracksuits, and like, I forgot what her name is, and she always shows you in London Fashion Week. I forgot her name, but it kind of reminds me of that sort of stuff. This look is absolutely garbage. This belongs nowhere near the fucking runway. This is pretty horrendous. It features a lady wearing, I guess, Beats by Dre headphones with the Mains branding on it, which is already kind of a little bit, I won't say cheap, but you know, Beats by Dre, come on the line. If you're gonna put headphones on the runway, go bespoke or make your own, right? Just for the runway, but you don't put Beats by Dre headphones on it, I don't think. I think they're what they are. The trainer choices, I'm not sure if they're collabo or not. Then you got some Mains boxer briefs on as well. Again, not for me. I'm not fond of that in the slightest. Oh, yeah, this is not looking good, bruv. There's a tracksuit here, a hoodie on top of another hoodie with some track pants in the M. Yeah, I'm not too fond of that. The shoes look nice. I like the sneakers. Sneakers are nice. They look really cool. I'm not gonna lie, the sneakers are really cool. Actually, are those TLs or they're not? They kind of looks like TL. They kind of look like they've got the same iridescent sort of like material on the top, like the Skepta collaborations from before. I'm not sure if they're, and those were TLs, I think. I'm not sure if they're an Air Max or if they're his own model, but they look cool. But the clothes themselves don't look that great. Again, that same tracksuit, another color. I don't know if that's what you want to do in it. Tracksuits in the same style and it's different colorways on a runway. Okay. Oh, this ain't looking good, bruv. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this belongs on the runway. That shirt is not Comme des Garçons, is it? I don't know, bro. This is not looking good, man. I'm a little bit disappointed already. Oh, this is fucking terrible, bro. Because think about the price range as well. There's this knit shirt that features somebody playing tennis with the mains logo on it. The price range is going to be crazy, right? Oh, this is already looking so bad, bro. It's like this is looking terrible. This tracksuit look on this model here isn't the greatest either. The same tracksuit. Is it the same tracksuit or the same tracksuit, different colorway? Okay, I'm not too sure. That's a good sign. Is that the same tracksuit again? I'm not too sure in gold. This suit pattern's pretty decent, but this model makes it look quite cool. To be fair, they look cool in this outfit. Are those 720s? What are those shoes? I like those shoes. Those sneakers look fucking sick. This pattern looks really cool. You know, or does it though? That's a little bit H&M-y, innit? A little bit Boohoo Man. No, that could easily be Fashion Over Boohoo Man or something. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that either, man. That doesn't even look like it's cut well. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, brother. Okay, I'm not too sure about that. This is a nice look. I kind of like this, I'm not gonna lie. There's this I'm not sure what materialing that is, but it's a striped sweater combination with striped shorts also. I feel like that as a set is banging. I wouldn't wear it like this with the shirt and the tie. I'd probably wear it with the hat, but just wouldn't wear it with this. Probably wear it without a shirt underneath or maybe a vest, and maybe swap out the shoes. But this is a decent look. That might be one of my favorites actually. I'd actually wear that head to toe. Number 14. Number 15, you can go away. We've got a picture here. We've got oh my god, this is so bad, bro. What is that featuring? Who is that as a mugshot? I'm not really sure, but this is horrendous, bro. Number 16. Yo. Okay, I'm surprised this is this bad. There's another kind of same sort of materialing. I'm guessing on the one that I liked, but it's now in green, and the model looks like she's swimming in it, and not in a good way. The hat's nice though. Yeah, I don't get this. This looks really bad, man. Oh yeah, the bag is alright, I guess. Jumper's not too great. There's Jamie rocking the garms running down the flipping catwalk. He looks pretty cool. Oh, he's got I guess these are the new collaborations that are coming out, right? The Timberlands and Mains and Mains. This looks pretty decent. Actually, this is pretty decent, nice. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually maybe one of the better pieces there. There's sort of like varsity jacket style top that's been embroidered to show, I guess, American landmarks. It look like, right? I don't know what that building is. I think is that the building in Superman? I forgot what that building looks like. I don't know what that one is, but there's a taxi thing in there as well. So, or street signs. That's pretty cool. I think Jamie definitely stands out in that outfit, but he's a cool dude, so he's always gonna make stuff look well. ASAP Nas is wearing some two-piece denim. Oh, this is a tough look, mate. I'm sure it's inspired by something cool, maybe a 2-pack picture, but I don't know if I can wear a denim dungarees cut at the waist to look like a waistcoat with then matching jorts. Tough. That's a tough look, bro, with like 17 pleats on it. Yeah, I'm not yeah. There's something I don't like about that Mains font. I'm not gonna lie. There's something I don't like about that M. The shape of it. Maybe it's a kerning. There's something I don't like about that M. And yeah, and I think maybe what's his face? I think maybe ASAP Nas has got too much stuff on. Maybe this is all his own stuff, but he's got too much stuff on to just takes away from the look itself. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of that in the slightest. Yeah, this is not looking good, bruv. I'm not gonna lie. There's some dungarees actually. There's a look here, number 24. Actually, what's the logo on there on the hat? Oh, yes, the M again. I'm not liking. A denim suit, all right, I guess. Vest top, dungarees again. This is a decent look, but it looks a little bit too much like what Clint would wear in it from Cortez. Like this is definitely his style. Maybe he designed it, I'm not too sure, but it's just not for me, to be fair. It's yeah, I'm not really too fond of that, to be fair. Not for me. Let's skip that one. We've got a leather shirt and try again. This is Boohoo Man, bruv. This is like, this could easily be Pretty Little Things men's. Like, look at this shit, bro. This is something someone from a Love Island, maybe because it looks like a Love Island contestant. This is something that Love Island contestant could wear. It's not even leather. This is like silk, isn't it? Or is it too? No, it is leather. I think it is leather. It must be leather. Yo, this is trash. It's trash only for London Fashion Week. If this was coming out as its own solo thing, it'll be fine. But I just think when you just display stuff on this catwalk, it's got to be of a certain level, and this just isn't there. This is decent. The motorcycle jack. Oh man, is it really though? Do they even line up? Does that line up with that M and that? Oh yeah. Yeah, this motorcycle jacket is decent, but not it. That you're better off getting the model to put that motorcycle helmet on than holding it in their hands, to be fair. It might actually look harder. The trousers, I don't know, bro. This is not looking good, bruv. I'm sorry, Skepta, but I'm not a fan of this in the slightest. The same again. So we've got the same outfit again in 2 different colors. We got Alton Mason here trying to make, even he can't make this stuff look good. What happened to his dreads? Has he got extensions in? Am I missing out on like just having dreads by not getting extensions? Is that what he did? He got extensions done. But I've got too much pride to have extensions and weave put into my hair to make it look like locks. But he must have done that, innit? Because he's just got a fro now. What happened to the braids he had? He had Playboy Cartier braids. Now they're not there anymore. He's got an umbrella here that looks like the type of umbrella you'd get free in a Bentley or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too fond of this in the slightest. I'm not going to lie. Oh, some of this stuff is so bad, bro. I'm flicking through it now, the last couple of looks, and it's not shining in the slightest. I'm not going to lie. Okay, that's a cute picture to end it with. Skepta running down the runway with his daughter. That's a cool picture to see, right? Because if anything, this collection shouldn't be judged like other fashion collections, because I think as a story, as a legacy, for Skepta to come where he's come from grime to progress everything that he's done over the years, to now have another arm to his creative output or arsenal or whatever he does to be fashion is pretty cool. And maybe in the future, this could be something that he can hand down to his kids, have his kids work at or whatever. That's amazing to be able to kind of legitimately change the trajectory of your entire bloodline, from the, past the time that you've gone is flipping amazing. So he deserves all the credit for doing that. But as a collection, I don't know if this belongs to the runway. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a tough one to have this on the runway. I'm not going to lie, it's a tough one. Let's see what the reviewer said here. Courtesy of Ellie Pfeiffers. It looks like any other streetwear brand you'd see on Hypebeast, but you're not going to put a Hypebeast fashion brand on the runway, are you? If you try to put flipping, I don't know what Half Evil or those kind of brands on the runway, it will look just as bad. It's not just him. So it says here, courtesy of a writer called Ellie Pfeiffers. Or Piffers or Pythers, I don't even pronounce his surname, I apologize. It says, Skepta confessed he hadn't eaten in more than a day at a preview of his main collection in Soho Studios. It was little over 24 hours before the artist presented his debut at the Fashion Week show in the Art Deco confines of London's Banking House, and he was feeling nervous. I'm feeding off butterflies, he said, stretching out on the beach on a bench surrounded by samples, while his head of design, Mikey Pierce, added a rivets to a pair of leather shorts in one corner, and siblings Oscar and Emilia Boateng tried on looks impromptu of casting in the other. I don't know who's Mikey Pierce. Why does that name sound familiar? Who is Mikey Pierce? Let's Google that. Who is Mikey Pierce? Let's see if something comes up. Who is that? Mikey Pierce, social media sensation. Is that what I'm thinking of? I don't think that's the person that does it. Let's see if it's Mikey Pierce. Let's do fashion. Let's see what happens when we type that in. Mikey Pierce. We've got another Mikey Pierce here, head of design at Skepta. Let's see who this guy is, because he sounds like somebody that I would know. But let's see what go on. These guys that have these type of names that people pronounce him for, they usually are people that people usually know, right? These James Smith. So yeah, he knows some people that I know. We have some friends in common, but I don't know who this young man is. So I guess we have this guy to somewhat blame for what we saw on that runway, but big up him anyway. He looks like a young man, so well done for going out there and getting your ting, my guy. But from what I've seen on that runway, I'm not too sure how long that line is going to last debuting at London Fashion Week. It's maybe a cool story to have out there, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, hey, let's get to that thing. Big up Mikey Pierce. So there's a lot riding on the reboot of Mains from the British grime star, in currently enjoying a new side hustle as a house DJ in Ibiza. Yeah, so something I didn't mention also. So he just came back from doing an incredible run of parties for his label called Mas Tiempo that does with Jammer, and that looks fucking awesome. I just love the fact that we're seeing people like Jammer and Skepta and people that look like that on the stage playing deep house to a crowd of mostly white kids sniffing ket and coke. It's good to see. I want more of that, because that's actual change representation on the industry, because amongst that crowd of white people doing ket and coke, there are some black guys in there. I've been to some of these events. They go there, they have them fun, they enjoy it. Like some of the events we used to go to watch the flipping Innovision perform, there'd be this group of guys that we used to bump into from time to time who were all black and stuff, and they loved the music. They were there for the vibes. They weren't there to hook up, they weren't there to fight, they weren't there to sell drugs. They were literally there for the music only. So there's clearly a big community of those people, but for some reason they don't get seen on the flipping on the stage, right? They're not behind the DJ booth. I never understood why that was the case. It even goes the same with women. You have all these girls at these events, right, wearing all these amazing outfits, looking all cute and stuff, getting themselves glammed up to go out, but you don't see none of those girls playing. Is it because they don't want to play? Is it because they're not given space? I don't know. Either way, I love to see these guys doing their things. Continuing, these included DJ and Ibiza, though he insists he's already achieved his goals for the label. These included securing a magazine cover. He wore Mains on the cover of ES magazine, the style supplement of the London Evening Standard. Nailing a cult product, he claims the caps he designs, which will go on sale exclusive at Dove Street Market on Sunday, have prompted numerous inquiries since they debuted. Okay, cool. So those M hats are going to be a new thing. They might end up being our version of a New York Yankee hat. I've still got one in my head that I haven't put out yet as a version. Hopefully we'll compete. Yeah, me and Skepta will go machine for machine when it comes to having the London it hat of the season, right? a concocting that's what it says, right? Concocting an iconic campaign photograph they shot in campaign in New York last week, and he's pretty sure that he nailed it too. A quick recap: Skepta founded Mains in 2017 with support of his major sportswear brand. When the relationship ended, he's spent a year or so wrestling back Soul Control, then negotiated a new deal with Puma. The German sports brand is providing production assistance. Oh, no wonder it looks so shit. No wonder, man. Is that why what we see is what we see? That's why they did this whole forced tennis thing, right? Because why is he doing tennis? Anyway, let's continue. They negotiated a new deal with Puma. The German sportswear brand is providing production assistance, and he's collaborated with them on a sneaker. Okay, that's fine then. You know what? Get your money, get them to do that thing. That shoe looks fucking cool, to be fair. It looks a lot like a Nike, but still, it looks really cool. So that's a good way to go about things. But the embroidery comes from his own deft hand. He whipped out a sample of the M on the Mains logo traced in beads and rhinestones. This took me like 2 days. For me, creativity is attention to detail, patience, and library digging. I don't restrict my talent to one thing. Besides, he used to make his own clothes when he was a kid. Yeah, that's really cool to see. To be honest, they're all entrepreneurial. That entire family is a family full of flipping hustlers. They're Adenugas, so big up their entire bloodline. We continue. The collection was inspired by Skepta's wants to wear, now spliced with some Miami references, influenced by a recent trip. He describes his style as hood luxury. He explained, no matter how nice I think I am, I walk into a room and people look at me and they're like, you're a guy from the streets. Doesn't matter what I do. So I like to elevate a tracksuit with a nice shirt and a tie. That's true. That goes back to my name for my blog, Default Goon. That's kind of how I always felt when I was first posting my pictures of my fits on forums and stuff. There were people always making comments about my fucking race or where I'm from or whatever, how I spoke. It was just nonsense. Do you know what I mean? I'm wearing the same brands you're wearing. I'm usually wearing them in the same way you're wearing them in. But the one thing you want to mention is what the race I happen to be or where I happen to kind of come from because of what I speak about and shit, which is really ridiculous because I don't feel like I sound or look like I'm from the streets at all. But I guess when you're not from it, everyone that kind of looks like they could be, you get scared. So it continues. Other things he's feeling right now: 90s street leather pants, 90s style leather pants, baggy embroidered indigo. Why am I saying stuff like that? Indigo denim dungarees, school uniform style sweatshirts, shorts with Bouchelli, or how you pronounce that? Bouchel wool suits with a sportswear attitude. Yeah, what I saw on that runway didn't look good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care what the references are. It just didn't look good. The denim and leather looks chime best with the audience. See, all of that. This is the thing about these reviews, isn't it? They don't really say what they mean, because all of this was a bit of fluff and PR, and then the actual opinion piece is the last paragraph, which also doesn't say much. The denim and leather looks chimed best with the audience. But what do you think? Anyway, the Berghain audience at the show held on a giant tennis court. Say it again. The denim and leather looks chimed best with the audience at his show. Held on against. Why am I keep saying against? The denim and leather looks chimed best with the audience at his show. Held on a giant AstroTurf tennis court in the middle of Banking Hall. His friends were out in force to support. His former girlfriend Naomi Campbell sat front row, just down from Givenchy creative director Matthew Williams, designer Oswald Boateng, musician Stormzy, Little Sims, and broadcaster Louis Theroux. But the best ensemble had to go to Alton Mason on the runway, showing off his Naomi-inspired strut with a slouchy suit and Puma sneakers, a metal tipped umbrella clutched dramatically on his chest. The mains team would do well to lean further into the jazzy vibe next season. Still, as Skepta wisely put it, this show was more of a mood setter. We're just trying to get a great brand. We're just trying to make a great brand so that if people say the word mains, it's a nice feeling. Don't want to run too fast. Okay, that's fair. Maybe he doesn't want to run too fast, but what I've seen so far, I don't really think this could have easily been streamlined. You don't need to have two of the same tracksuits in the same color, different color. You probably don't need to have two of the same style shirts in long sleeve or short sleeve. You probably don't need to have all that in one look. I don't really know, with the hoodies and shit. And maybe just, you know, a little bit more quality, a little bit more attention to detail in terms of what you select to put on a runway, because I feel like there's a lot of filler here, a lot of fluff, and just stuff that shouldn't be on a runway. It's not elevated enough to really demand being on there. Like the levels of detail that went into this and the work that went into making this look number 21 that features JME, and then you compare it to a look next to it number 20, it's just night and day. Do you know what I mean? So I just think if you're going to elevate and you're going to go there, you should go there, and maybe just have 12 to 21 good looks instead of having, I don't know, this is, come on, bro, like 28, 29 and 30. Like, come on, really? Like, a lot of these looks aren't that great. The last look especially is garbaggio, like absolutely garbaggio with the wing. Like, I don't know what that's all about. And yeah, maybe it's a Puma thing. Maybe going forward it might change. I don't really too know. But again, congrats to him for getting that deal done, whatever. Sorry for bumping the mic, but the collection didn't look the greatest to me, to be honest. A little bit underwhelming considering everything that went on. And yeah, having the Beats headphones down the runway is a bit not for me. But hey, what do I know when it comes to these things? Then I wanted to mention this quickly. It's regarding this really crazy kind of backlash that's been happening with Mowalola, where she's been facing a lot of controversy and scrutiny from people from Saudi Arabia because she used the flag in her recent show here during London Fashion Week, which people have been going absolutely crazy about. People are not liking the fact that she used the Saudi Arabian flag on a miniskirt on the runway, which is a pretty, if you look at it just from a reference and and a fashion point of view, it's a pretty clever way to do the flag, right? To put it on a miniskirt, a flag like Saudi Arabia, considering, their way of life and how they go about things over there. That kind of juxtaposition is pretty cool to see. But of course, it wasn't received well by people over there or by people from the Islamic faith and shit. And what I didn't know was that the flag isn't meant to be used on clothing or any shape or form, because it features some holy words or scriptures on there. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not gonna lie. So when people were getting outraged on it, I had to do my readings and find out. But then I guess what people were annoyed about was the fact that Mowalola decided to double down on it and kind of do a bit of a Kanye. I think people kind of did the correlation because Kanye and Bianca Censori, his wife, were on the front row, and they're obviously very close. And she obviously was the former design director of the Yeezy Gat thing, because before that kind of fell by the wayside. But she was trying to lean into it and use it as a kind of point to kind of launch off her brand and get some clicks and engagement online. But I guess the pressure was just too much, and Saudi Arabian Twitter just ate her up. Like, I remember reading her initial kind of like Crimea River response on social media. That's what she said. She posted the picture. People were like arguing about the picture online, and then she was like, "Oh, it's how can a miniskirt be an act of war?" And then she was like, "Crimea River," and that Crimea River thing just pissed people off. And the amount of comments I saw underneath her tweet or a kind of post that were written in Arabic were crazy, and I bet they were going off. I didn't translate any of them. I just kind of just scrolled by all these tweets in Arabic, and I was like, rah, she's getting it. So I think the pressure was just too much and she couldn't handle it. So that's the only disappointing thing about it. I think if you're going to troll, if you're going to use these things to kind of propel your brand, you got to stand on it. You got to say it with your full fucking chest. You got to really just stand in your shit, like what Ye would do, and just kind of be like, nah, I'm not saying sorry, no apologies done, and just kind of double down on your thing, whatever the circumstances may be. But if you're a smaller designer like Mowalola is, you really can't afford these sort of things, right? These are the luxuries only really afforded to people like Kanye, who is a genius in his sort of fields of expertise, is a world famous person in general. He's going to be afforded some, you know, he's going to be afforded some of these sort of things. But even him, we even saw he even has a ceiling. He thought he could get away with saying whatever he wanted to Adidas, and they even told him to skedazzle. So there's always a ceiling with these type of things. But if you're going to do it for marketing sakes, for engagement sakes, for virality sakes, stand in your shit. Don't pussy out of it when the people that you knew you were going to offend get offended. You know, that's the thing that I don't really understand. But hey, let's read the article, give more background on it. Courtesy of Fashionista. It says Mowalola, designer of the eponymous ready-to-wear label Mowalola, presented the brand's spring 2020 collection in London Fashion Week. The 28-year-old sent several miniskirts and designs of international flags printed on them down the runway, including those of Japan and United Kingdom, and one in question of Saudi Arabia. That what makes the latter stand out is that Saudi Arabian flag has an Islamic shahada written across it, a sacred text of the Muslim faith, which translates to English as "There is no God but God, Muhammad, the messenger of God." Because of the phrase, the flags are considered holy, making printing the flag onto clothing a blasphemous act. So it doesn't even matter that it was a leather skirt, that it was a fucking mini skirt. It matters mostly that it was printed on clothing. Don't do that. And of course, if it's a mini skirt, no. And of course, if it's on a whitey, of course, no. Right? Immediately following the Mowalola presentation, observers took to the designer's Instagram page, mass commenting emojis of the flag and asking Mowalola to respect the text and apologize for the designs. The designer then took to X, previously known as Twitter, to seamlessly mock the comments, posting Crimea River, a miniskirt being an act of war in 2023 is dystopian. Those posts have since been deleted. Okay, cool. I need to see this Instagram post of hers where she posted, because I didn't know she posted on Instagram. I just saw the comments and the fucking hullabaloo on whatchamacallit on Twitter. Let's see what she on X. Let's see what she said on there. I'm eager to see what she saw on there. What she say? What did Mowalola say on her own Instagram? I guess it's gone now, but I want to see what the updates are saying, because people love to just, when somebody they don't like says something they don't like, they usually comment on another post, kind of, you know, getting at them like, hey, you better sew my thing. So let's see what she said here. Let's see what they said. Let's continue here. Bear with me a second. I'll try and get it. Okay, cool. There's no post on here that shows anything from the collection. Oh, she's smart. She took it off. Okay, cool. Let's see if anyone said on the recent post. So there's no post here from the actual collection. But let's see what they said here. Oh, there's 1,000 comments on here. Or is that mistaken? Yeah, okay, cool. So they're definitely going to say something here. There's 1,000 comments on this post. They can't be just, you do a great job, you're a great designer. No way. Let's see what they say here. Okay, see? There's a flag. There's the Saudi Arabian flag. The post is, thank you to my team. No, the post is, dreams come true. Got to watch my show for the first time. Ye and Bianca, you're my angels. Thank you to my team. You deserve the world. My family, I love you always. Showing up for me. You raised me to be fearless. Thank you, London. Yeah, but you shouldn't. Again, if you're gonna troll, you're gonna be whatever. Just don't say sorry, innit? Stand in your shit. It was a little bit, people went a bit OTT with like how they went at her. Don't get me wrong. She probably could have approached it better and apologized sooner. But if you actually did it on purpose, which I think she did, she's a smart girl. Her references are pretty on point, especially when it comes to logo designing and all that sort of stuff. She knows what she's doing. If that's the case, it's just standing your shit, innit? It's not that big of a deal. People would have forgot about it in a week anyway. But here it continues. The responses here. What is this face of a notebook, or what is this, a face or a notebook? I don't know what that means. We love you, says Betsy Johnson. More flags. Is there a way to watch it online? So sad I missed it. Love you, say no more. 1,000 comments is crazy, bro. We will not allow the Saudi flag and the word monotheism to be insulted. Keep breaking the internet, ma. Someone sucking a dick. Let's see anybody else on here. Let's continue. We got vomit emojis. Loads of Saudi Arabian emojis here. Having the ability to put together in Nigeria, London, okay, that's a sucking her off as well. More. The Saudi Arabian emojis are pretty plentiful, but a lot of our fans are showing out. So well done to the fans actually, and the friends and supporters for actually flooding the comments too. They're not just letting the people who don't like us say stuff. Let's continue more. See if there's anything more in here. Nope. More hearts, more love. Mowalola putting Nigeria on the map. Let's continue here. Love, goat emojis, heart emojis. Okay, it says 1,000, but they're not all hate. They're mostly a lot of love here. Okay, that's good. That's good to see. I'm not gonna lie. It's good to see all the love here. Mostly love. Where can I work? Okay, cool. Let's go to the one that said 3,000. This one, 53,000. Oh my god, 53,000 comments. As a Saudi, I find this really ignorant and offensive. This person says, the first one here. So big up you, stay 7. She thinks she did something there. Provocation is awesome, but it has to have tasteful limits. I don't know if I agree with that one. There's like taste is subjective, isn't it? Really, if you think about it. It really is. Especially when it comes to provocation, it's really subjective. And the whole point of provocation is to get you provoked. So if you provoked, she won, essentially. Anyway, it continues. Is this case cultural? In this case, cultural and religious. Ideas are finite. You're better off provoking elsewhere. There's no excuse of being an idiot or uneducated in 2023 either. Dystopia is largely a very deep state of misinformation, vanity and crime. And even there, you won't survive with your intellect. Lastly, your collection sucks big time, gal. Wow. Okay. What the fuck? How you dare to insult our country in a way that is not acceptable? Remove the Saudi flag from our designs. Saudi flag with an Arabic, what's this Arabic word say? Sorry, something. Say sorry, I guess. Another one. We in the Gulf do not accept placing the Saudi flag anywhere. Please respect everybody and apologize, particularly to Saudi Arabia, the Arabian Gulf, and the Arabian people. You will not be becoming a successful designer if you insult the Saudi flag. A successful person does not climb on the people's shoulders to insult them. For how many Saudi dollars in the crown of your head? Okay. Do not put the Saudi flag in your designs because it contains the word Islam and it is sacred. We do not allow you to insult the Saudi flag and its scum. The Saudi flag is a red line. You need to do an extensive research before you use our cultural references for your collections. Another one, do not use the Saudi flag in your bad, ugly designs. There is respect, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So what they're saying, if she designed better, then they would accept it, or it's just another insult to add to it, like another kick while you're down. The name of Allah. This is the name of Allah. The Kingdom of Saudi is a red line. You played with fire. Stop now. Oof. I don't know. I'd be scared. I'm not going to lie. Mowalola is a way more, tougher person than I am, because I would have removed that ASAP. I would have written a fucking notes apology app in the same time that it was happening. So anyway, that happened. Let's continue back to the article. As pleased to apologize, this is online. Mowalola took to X to once more apologize, which I've got the apology here. She officially tried to apologize, and she said as follows. One of the key inspirations for Spring/Summer 2024 was to use the national flags of different countries. After the show, I found out that one of these flags, Saudi Arabia, features the sacred words, and its use has caused great offense. Now that I've been educated on this topic, I sincerely apologize. She's not sorry at all. This comes from a PR person. She didn't write this. For this, I will ensure this design is removed from the collection. I deeply regret any hurt feelings or offense my oversight may have caused. Thank you for your holding me accountable. I appreciate your understanding as I learn from this experience. PR all the way. But anyway, you got to respect it. You got to do what you got to do to keep the lights on. Anyway, apology not accepted. Did they not teach you that at Art and Design? The first step in this is to study design and know its meaning, no? Ooh, up your nose. Wow. Someone quoted the tweet that she said, "Cry me a river." What was your point of this? You don't know her life or her context of what she was referring to. It's nice that you wanted to be inclusive, but it's imperative that you thoroughly research what's been put into the collection. I don't know why people are assuming she doesn't know what she did. She clearly did know what she was doing. This girl is a smart cookie. Like, you don't get as far as she has gotten in the industry doing what she's doing without being smart. She's definitely clued up. Look at her designs. Look at her references. She knows what she's doing. The whole point of it was to provoke. She just didn't know it would go probably this far. Or maybe she did, but, she kind of caved because you have to cave. But I guess it's not. I was honestly really enjoying your collection until I stumbled upon... Until I stumbled upon... but so I just stumbled upon that piece. But your initial reaction, being Crimea River to thousands of your consumer demographic being upset, was extremely childish and downright bigoted. As a black woman, I truly expected more from you. I hope this is a learning experience that your art doesn't have to be offensive to make a statement. But that's the thing though, isn't it? When you're a smaller brand, you need all the help you can get to kind of get yourself out there, man. These brands are not surviving on their work alone. So unfortunately, she's gonna have to play these games more often than not to kind of get going. And I'm sure this is probably the biggest buzz she's had probably since the Yay connections and shit. So unfortunately, it does work. The replies in here are wild. Crimea River. I don't know if they work so in terms of sales though. That's what I've always wondered. Yes, you're viral. Yes, people are talking about you, but does it actually translate in sales? That's probably the other thing to kind of put out there. Crimea River, loads of Arabic tweets here. Saudi Arabian flags. PR didn't work fast enough. Bookie, the damage is done. What's Bookie? Is that like a racial slur? They're calling it a Bookie. I don't know. This is all we wanted, and we understand that you do not know the teachings of our religions and the importance of that. But it must always be defended in front of everyone to avoid this happening again. Thank you. Too late. Sorry, not accepted. Cry more. Woof. Jesus. Okay, cool. So they're not happy, as you can see. People are not happy in the slightest. And then we continue here. There's her basically saying on her flipping tweet here, somebody posted the quote of her saying Crimea River and said, "This was your first reaction to it, so this was incredibly performative and insincere. You're only sorry now because of the backlash because you got the backlash you deserved," this person says. And she replies and quotes and says, "Apologizing doesn't take anything from me. Forgiveness is the greatest superpower. But what would you rather? I should hang myself. Is that what's more deserving?" You know what's funny though? That's what they want in cancel culture. That's actually what people want, but they're too afraid to say it. When someone does something they don't like, they actually do want you to die. That's actually the truth of it. They want you to DIE. They want you to DEAD. They want you comatose, RIP. Airbrush t-shirts, your mama crying. That's what they want. GoFundMe's. Like, they want that. They actually want you dead. They don't actually want remorse. They don't actually want forgiveness or repentance or for you to do better. No. And I think in this case they've got a reason, because you did double down and triple down, so you can't expect these guys to give you grace when you didn't give them grace, right? You can't really expect that. But I do think the underlying part about social media or like cancel culture in general is that really sinister foundation of people just wanting you to die when you do something they don't like, and I think her not understanding it and also trying to be a provocateur on Asian of chaos is something that's a bit odd. And I think that's the kind that come from the Kanye school of provocation, isn't it? That's something I'd always never understood from him. You can't get annoyed about people being annoyed about your White Lives Matter t-shirt. Even if it's true expression to you, you should also understand that people are going to be agitated by it, but you should not care because it's your truest form of expression. But I remember him being annoyed that people were annoyed that he put a White Lives Matter shirt down a runway. It's like, bro, what do you expect? You know what I mean? You know it's going to cause unrest. Don't now complain that people are feeling unrest. Just let it live. Just, keep it strum and keep it moving. Anyway, more people saying Crimea River. She's saying great song, tap in. She got a good ratio there, so big up her. Girls talking to these nobodies. Start talking to, calling that person a nobody. It cries a river. Just apologize and thanks. There are other ways to apologize. You must learn from your mistakes before you reach your goal, even with the protection of the country in which you live. Ugh. It's a bit sinister, isn't it? What do you mean there? What do you mean there, bro? Like, what? You must learn from the mistakes before you reach your goal, even with the protection of your country in which you live. The Saudi flag is sacred. It contains the word, there is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God. I see your return to Nigeria as the best solution because your designs are also bad. Yo, there's veiled threats, racism. Like, what going on here? What they're calling her monkeys in the comments and shit, because this is giving like monkey. It's giving monkey, innit? It's giving you people. What's going on here? And then you go liking stuff like this. What's she liking? I went private and put your flag is on my pussy in my bio, and that's where I'll leave that. Like, you want to call me garbage? Well, I'll meet you there. Oh, because of I get it. I understand. They're saying the hypocrisy of all this because of their country's very questionable human rights and, you know, the way they treat people from the LGBTQ community. I understand where this is coming from. So that's the counter narrative that exists out there. Why should we respect your flag when you as a nation don't respect the people that we care about the most? Or even maybe black people. Maybe there's a whole conversation around slavery over there, and most of the maids and the people are from, you know, third world countries. I don't know. Maybe there's a whole conversation around that. I guess, but two things can be right. You can be agitated and aggravated that she's using the flag that way, and they can also have a reason to feel vindicated to use it because there's a lot of questionable human rights violations over there as well. Maybe, but I see where they're coming from. Okay, I see what's going on here. Again, it's just a lack of being able to articulate your point, isn't it? That's the thing. Again, this is another Kanye thing. Like, you know, he does the provocation, he gets annoyed when people are annoyed by his provocation, and then he also isn't a really good communicator in terms of, hey, this is why I did this thing. You don't need to explain your art, but if you do want to have a certain position in certain things, you probably should explain why your position is that, innit? But hey, what do I know? If you don't realize hanging stuff, hold on. If you don't realize hanging yourself is exactly what they want, you're moo-moo. And that is exactly why you should not have apologized. They will use your apology as a permanent admission of guilt, and as far as they're concerned, the guilty should be killed. Well, yeah, that's what cancel culture is, to be fair. Not gonna lie. But again, if you didn't mean it, then I guess apologize. But cancel culture basically is that. That would be great. Do it, girl. That's why a lot of people. Oh, that would be great as in kill yourself. Ooh, okay. That's why a lot of people say don't apologize. If you don't do it, these people will hate you. But if you do it, they'll still hate you, won't forgive you, and bring back this controversy every couple of months. No, not really, to be honest. No, not really. I don't think it's that deep. Be honest, these OnlyFans girls, man. Are you really doing OnlyFans accounts? Another one says, just because you apologize doesn't mean that you'll be forgiven. Apologies because you're actually sorry, not because you want people to applaud you. So that happened. You obviously seen all that stuff. Not going to read everything there. Then we got a post here that I saw that kind of educated me on the whole thing from this user called Vanity X Volt on Twitter. They said, Mowalola Springs 2024 features a miniskirt with a Saudi flag on it. For those who don't know, the Arabic calligraphy is of a Saudi flag, happens to be a Muslim profession of faith, the Sahada, and as well as 2 Quranic verses. I can't help but wonder if the design team knew. Of course they knew. Let's not insult her intelligence. They knew. She's a smart girl. Let's be fair here. I don't think anybody should be sending the designer hate. Rather explain why this is highly offensive to Muslims. I think they did. That's why they hate her even more. They tried to explain it to her in a nice way, and she said, "Cry me a river." Which is a hard reply, but you get why they're outraged. It can be hard to know what is offensive to people when dealing with foreign cultures, but what's important is that we educate ourselves and do better in the future. This isn't the first time it happens in fashion. At Chanel Springs 1994, Karl Lagerfeld showed multiple looks using a Quranic verses that upset the Muslim community at the time. He later admitted that he thought that verses were a poem. Of course, Karl Lagerfeld thought the verses in the Quran were poems. Fucking hell, Karl. R.I.P. to a legend, but God almighty. Anyway, the dresses from Chanel definitely look, if you're offended by verses in the Quran being used on pieces of clothing, these look way more offensive than the miniskirt because of how big they're placed on and because they're on the whitest of people. Do you know what I mean? It's basically a look. Wish she removed this from the collection and apologize, says another person. Yeah, so the comments were eating her up. I wouldn't be surprised if they knew. These brands have been away, especially with controversial shit and edginess. Another one says, I low-key feel like they would know this is a serious problem, and if they don't know it, it's just do a serious problem. I don't think the designers care, trying to shock. My feeling is that she knows this and wants to make a noise. Yeah, definitely. But hey, it backfired, I guess, because you didn't have to apologize. I think if you don't really care, then you shouldn't apologize, really and truly. You should just sit in it. But I think as a smaller designer, considering how far she has to go in her career still, not applying to something like this is probably career suicide. Do you know what I mean? It could have some ramifications that you're not probably aware of going down the line. So I can understand how she's like, you know what? Let's just knock it on the head. No more of this. Let's just go another way, please. Because the last thing that she needs is some more flipping nonsense when she hasn't even started her flipping career just yet. It doesn't make any sense in that regard. So I definitely understand why she was like, you know what? let's just leave this. I'm sorry. Here's your apology. Let's keep it going. Anyway, to make matters more interesting, there was an interesting little back and forth that I saw online regarding where is it? Where can I find it? Yeah, regarding the Beastroy designer, Brick Owens, or one of the people involved with Beastroy, and they decided to put together, or I think somebody tried to put together. No, they did actually. What I'm talking about, they did. They put together a post that basically highlighted that Mowalola not only may have insulted, people from Saudi Arabia and their flag and people of the Islamic faith, she also may have insulted or copied actually from Beastroy's past collections. One they specifically made in 2018 or something, right? It's fucking crazy. This is courtesy of Grounded. Stay Grounded on their Instagram, or sorry, their Twitter page, where they pulled some of these from the Instagram story. So big up them for putting it out there. And this is a pretty crazy way to kind of end the whole story of Mowalola, where you're not only insulting a whole nation, also your fellow designers are calling you out. So they posted the following. They posted this. They posted this picture featuring a design from theirs, which features a double hoodie with two models walking down a runway, and it says, Brick Owens, we're all fans of each other, aren't we? And it shows an exact copy of what Mowalola did. It actually also features is it a hoodie? No, it's a track jacket. Or is it a hoodie? It might be a hoodie. Actually, it's a hoodie too. It's a zip hoodie that features the Mowalola logo that's been flipped from an Umbro logo, which is quite cool to me, I'm not going to lie. Her ability to flip logos is very, very underrated. She would be a really good streetwear designer. So she flipped the Umbro logo to make it look like a Mowalola logo. It looks really cool, and it's the same sort of style of having the two hoodies or two jackets connected to each other with two models walking down the runway together, right? And then it features here on the side, you see a Instagram message that I guess is from her to them, and she says, what you're doing is kind of lame, but do you? Which I don't, you know what I mean? You kind of have to understand why people are saying this, what they're saying, like, because it obviously does look very similar and the references are what they are. You can't get annoyed by that, I don't feel like, or you should just ignore it. You shouldn't be out here sending people the impression your fellow designers. It's a bit strange, really, to be completely honest. It continues. It features the picture of when it was actually happened, the show 2018. It features another screenshot taken from the Met Museum in 2021 that features an image of that hoodie in the exhibition of the Met Museum. I think that was like a streetwear menswear exhibition where they had all these iconic pieces from different designers over the years featured in a museum exhibition. That was pretty cool. Hopefully they bring a book out about it. And then it also features a hoodie that the guy Brick Owens, one of the people involved in Beastroy, is wearing, which is a Mowalola hoodie. And it says here, for those that don't know, the hoodie I'm wearing is by a Mowalola, which I spent my hard-earned money on. I'm supporting, not beefing. So again, it's a bit of a troll because he called them out for copying designs, and he's also buying her own designs. But yeah, there we go. We got him wearing a hoodie that says, am I a Mowalola fan? Moa fan, sorry. And he's also calling them out for their designs. I think these designs copy things are always interesting to me, because as a creative myself, I just don't understand why you'd want to copy something like this when it's such an iconic piece associated with such an iconic brand. Beastroy have always done these really clever flips on sleeve lengths and trouser lengths and hoodie sizes and pocket sizes, and they've always kind of played with proportions, right? Skewed things right into the absurd. It's kind of what they kind of do. So, and this obviously is very iconic. We will remember the show. I think it's also the same show where they had the jeans, that were kind of connected, at the bottom as well. So I wouldn't understand why you can't copy that sort of stuff. But then I also think, as a creative, you should give yourself more credit for trying to make fresh, new things, not just copying. It's just too easy to copy. Or if you're going to copy, flip it in a really clever way, like make it your own. But doing it like this is just, they're both hoodies essentially, right? They're both done in hoodies. Because if you think about it, there is a scene in the Victoria Monet music video where it's a really cool scene where they're kind of passing a jacket down the line or something, and they're all putting the sleeves around it and spinning. There's a way you could kind of do that whole, one jacket, 4 sleeves type of thing, and have the models coming in. And I don't know, it's something you could do to make it interesting, as opposed to just doing the same type of style of garment down the runway with the double hoods with the 4 sleeves. It's just, it's just a bit, or maybe no. So this is 4. See, this looks like it's connected in the middle, right? So it's not 4. This is just like a hoodie with two hoods on it and one big pouch on the front, which actually looks pretty cool compared to maybe the one here that has a jacket that's connected, but it's also got two different sleeves on the inside. But yeah, maybe it's a way to do it properly, but I'm just always surprised why people copy these sort of things. They're so iconic. And also I just think as a creative, you should challenge yourself to try and make new fresh things. It should always not be run to copying when you don't have any ideas. Maybe jump off the internet, watch some documentaries, listen to some music, and get some fresh ideas instead of just copying straight away. That's always a cop out in my personal opinion. But hey, what do I know? And what an interesting way to end that whole Mowalola thing, right? You get called out by a nation, and now people, your fellow designers, are also calling you out. So let's see how that kind of goes. But the collection overall was pretty sick. That's a funny thing. Again, it's taken away from what she's done. I think that was one of her better ones, to be fair, and it's also showing a bit of consistency because we've seen 2 or 3 good ones from Mowalola going forward. So that's the really sad part about it. The collection was one of her best. We had a Kanye West flipping song debuting on a runway. We had a really stacked host of models, right? We had Irina Shayk, fucking opening the looks there. We had loads of people, that we associate from London over there too. Unreleased Kanye playing as a soundtrack. Ye and Bianca in the front row. All these other stars over there, like banging show. And then the only thing people are talking about is one skirt. And obviously now the controversy around her copying the fucking double hoodie thing. That's a real shame. That's the only problem about it, really, to be fair. But I thought the show was pretty sick, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. She's really talented. And it's only getting better and better every season. She's kind of like occupying our like Shane Oliver sort of like space in London, which I don't think is fair on her because I think she's got her own visions and but it's still really cool to see. Like, she's got the cool kids in the palm of her hands. She's got the fashion people in the palm of her hands. She's still unapologetically black, which I like. It's not like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's also not trying to give us fucking lessons in history like other designers when they go down the fucking runway, like those Wales bonners and stuff. You know what I mean? You have to go in there with a PhD to understand that shit. And it's just pinstripe tailoring, some fucking some fucking some backless shoes and shit. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. You make some good Adidas, but chill. But yeah, I love the stuff. No, this is look number fucking 37 in the dance. It's gonna look fucking wild. And yeah, some of the looks were really decent. Like this shirt, I think it's taken from a Karl Lagerfeld flip, if I'm not mistaken. This is really cool. That mini skirt with the Great British flag on it is banging. That reminds me of like peak Spice Girls era, Jerry Halliwell type of vibe, right? Sporty Spice, Spicy Spice, whatever her fucking name was, Ginger Spice, whatever her fucking name was. But anyway, Spice Girls vibes. It kind of gives me that sort of like feeling towards it, to be honest, and it just looks really on point with what's going on nowadays. And yeah, it was really a fun collection. I'm not gonna lie, I liked a lot of it. Some of the cargos I'd actually wear this to a rave, to be honest. Yeah, once my body is in outer Mason shape, I'd wear this. I love the European Union stars here on that sort of skirt. That looks really cool. All of it was really styled immaculately, really well. There's some briefs that are happening that I'm going to be probably buying with the logo on the top there. I probably should have done this with my own name in it on some briefs. Got some other made in AliExpress. But yeah, these are looking good. I've always liked the Lonsdale Mowalola kind of flip. You've got the Sony type of flip thing, which I've got in a hat, which I still haven't worn. But hey, it's there. You've got these boots that look, are these boots or these, I don't know what they are, but they look really cool. They're over the knees. They look really interesting. I like the flip here on the bomber jacket that's been made into a vest that goes over the head. Again, great logos, great everything. I loved it all. Everything about it was awesome, but unfortunately all the controversy around it kind of eclipsed what was going on the runway, and we didn't get to focus on the clothes. But we did actually, let me not lie, the focus on clothes was there for a couple of days, but then it obviously shifted towards the flagship. But yeah, the clothes were sick, the casting was awesome. I loved the makeup, all of it was great. These cargos look fucking banging. They may be a little bit too Martin Rosie Diesel inspired, and that, what's the other brand that all the LA girls like to wear? There's a particular brand that they like to wear of cargos, and I've seen some of my gay fashion friends wearing them also. I forgot the brand, and they make them in a sort of like rusted purple colorway. But yeah, those kind of look a little bit similar to them in terms of the pocket placements and the shape, right? But I still like the printed shirts with the woman with the spread legs. Not for me. I think you can only wear those things when you're a certain age. It's like wearing hentai t-shirts. I mean, I'm not really on that. But everything else, banging. 10 out of 10. Definitely one of my favorite collections so far at London Fashion Week. And we still got a few more to go, like Burberry and shit. But yeah, Mowalola did some good shit over there. Big up her. big up her. And actually not a single cap in, is there a single cap in there? Is there a single cap that I've got? Is that cap on the runway? No. Is there, well, we have a couple of baseball caps, but what, not that logo. Cool. Okay, cool. Oh, actually, we do have a logo. It is there. I'm lying. It's a bit bigger and it's changed, but yeah, that hat is still there. The hat remains. I thought she wouldn't put it on the runway again, but I guess, you know, whatever makes you the monies, you kind of have to go. You kind of have to go. Talking about going, we're also going to show some pictures of Bianca, Censori, and Kanye at the show also. They looked fucking cool. Big up them. I'm loving Kanye's ninja look that he's going for at the moment. I'm also loving the fact that he's only wearing black and basically wearing the same clothes every single day. Maybe he's got different, you know, ones that he pulls out that are clean, but I like the fact that he's got these t-shirt mask things that he wears now. And then he's also got, you know, he just wears basically all black with his very thin plimsoll light sandals or slipper shoe things that he types to wear nowadays. So that's pretty sick to see him out and about doing that thing. They were front row at the show, having whale of a time. Is there no images of them? Yeah, just a video. I don't want to play the video because it's gonna have music on it and shit, but that's them over there at the show having a great time over there in the back, you know, doing what they do as people and shit. So big up them too. Big up them too. Anyway, that has been the AgostinhoZinga Show, episode number 706. Thank you so much for tuning in. Been a pleasure to have your company as per usual. If you like this show, you enjoy what you see, please make sure you smash the like button down below for me and leave a comment down below. If you're listening via the podcast app, you'll hear Tune of the Day playing underneath my voice right now. And if you can, leave me a 5-star review on Spotify, on Apple, iTunes, or podcast app you use. I'll be greatly appreciative of your reviews on there for me. But until that time, obviously, yeah, actually, before I leave you, make sure also check out my Patreon at AgostinhoZinga. Make sure to check my Patreon at patreon.com/Agostinho. You'll find my bonus episodes that I do every single Monday on Patreon. You can join my Patreon for little as $1 per month. It's available to you via the link down below. At the moment, there's an episode there, me breaking down some of the stuff that happened in in the Russell Brand Dispatches documentary on Channel 4. So if you want to hear some of my opinions on that, make sure you check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Agostinho, which is AGOSTINHO. You can join us little as $1 per month and you can get access to all my Patreon posts on there. Every new post every single Monday. Thank you for tuning in to AgostinhoZinga Show, episode number 706. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care. Be safe, everybody. Peace.